Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? Gabriel Santos here. Y'all in my backyard. We got the green trees. My tone might be a little lower. Just want to be mindful of the space out here. But in today's video, I'm going to continue another one of the mini series, which is how to smoke weed responsibly, right? A common question I get is, Gabe, I haven't smoked for 2 months, 3 months, 3 weeks, and I'm thinking about smoking again. But I don't want to go down that same rabbit hole of smoking every day and my life going to shit, right? And um, totally understand, right? Totally understand. I've been there many times before, and my guess is that what you want is you want to be able to enjoy marijuana and also keep growing as an individual, right? And so this video is going to be very in your face, meaning I'm really not going to sugarcoat it. I really got to give it to you how it is. And we'll start with this. Okay, so and excuse my sarcasm, okay? If you want to be a responsible stoner, you got to be responsible. And to give you some perspective, okay, so let's say you went 3 weeks without smoking weed. In those 3 weeks, you were being responsible. You were saying no. That no matter what happened, no matter how you felt, no matter what cravings you had, you said no, right? So you were being responsible. And it just so happens in those 3 weeks when you were being responsible with a hard no on marijuana, oh, your life got better, right? Oh, my energy's up. I feel better. I'm exercising, all this other great things, right? I feel more like myself, maybe, right? And so the concern is that, if you go back to marijuana, will those things go away? Now, here's the hard truth. To be someone that's responsible with marijuana is to be someone who's responsible overall. Okay, so just because you bring marijuana back into your life doesn't mean you can just smoke it whenever. The same actions, the same habits that you developed in those 3 weeks on a tolerance break, you gotta keep doing that shit. And so the hard pill to swallow is that if you want to be a responsible stoner, your days of just smoking whenever with no sense of consequence, those days are over. Those days are fucking over. Because if you want to be responsible, then you have to instill responsibility, which looks a lot like this. Waking up and not waking baking. Right? Only smoking marijuana if it makes sense, right? In the midst of your responsible life. And so, now to get a little more maybe in depth, this is where I bet many of you go wrong, okay? And this is where I would go wrong, okay? So, you're gonna have old stories and old identities that come up. One of them being smoking weed is a great idea anytime, day or night. Or I want to smoke weed anytime I can. Or marijuana is the best and I'm just gonna do it whenever. Okay, those are old beliefs from when you first started smoking. Those beliefs don't make sense anymore. Because what happens is, you say that you're not going to smoke 2 days in a row, yet the same thoughts from when you were smoking at first were coming up like, oh my God, what's the big deal? Okay, that's old. That's an old story. Oh my God, what's the big deal? That's old. That is no longer the responsible you. That's from somewhere way back when. Okay? And it's those thoughts, old thoughts, and those old emotions that will drive the show unless you become aware of them. And that's what the name of the game of this whole thing. Becoming aware of the thoughts and the feelings that no longer align with who you want to be. Right? And so, again, hard pill to swallow. You don't get to smoke anytime you want anymore, bud. You actually have to have ground rules. You actually have to have standards. You actually have to say no to it sometimes. A lot of the times. Most of the time. And so if you want to be someone who's a responsible marijuana user, you actually have to have a life other than just smoking pot. You actually have to have emotional well-being. You actually have to have real coping skills. Just because you bring weed back into your life doesn't mean you just get to lean on it whenever the fuck you want. That's what got you in trouble in the first place. And so if you really want to have marijuana in your life again, you have to have a lifestyle that makes you happy and fulfilled somewhat, whether or not the weed is there. Your happiness and your sense of fulfillment has to come from somewhere else other than just having marijuana in your back pocket. Because you'll always be tied to it if you need it that badly. And so the name of the game isn't how can I fit marijuana back into my life, it's how can you create a life such that you don't even need marijuana, where you don't have to try and put it in your life, where it doesn't feel so empty without it. Not to say that enjoying marijuana isn't a thing, because it is. But if your sense of happiness, joy, well-being is that tied to marijuana, I don't know if that's a good thing. Right? Not to say that it can't be super helpful, because I know that marijuana for a lot of people is a very fundamental, like you really do need that. But if you're someone who experiences a dramatic decrease in happiness and energy and overall quality of life when you smoke a lot, you got to take a hard look at that. You got to take a hard look at that, okay? And just as kind of like an ending message here, what some of you may find is that the reason why you need to smoke so much pot is because you don't want to face yourself. You don't want to accept that my life is not how I want it to be. And what comes with that is a sense of depression and anxiety, like, oh my God, my life is so not where I want it to be, and I don't know how to make it better. And so the only thing that you can really lean on is marijuana to just like, at least I got this, right? But if you want the true shit, the real shit, you gotta make a life that you actually like, that you don't need to smoke a joint to make better. And I'm not saying that's easy, but a lot of people say that they want happiness without weed, but do you really? But trust me, if you put in that work, if you actually put in that work and you take the time to build a life, it's so much more rewarding than just smoking a joint and doing jack shit. In fact, it's way better to reward yourself after you've actually done some shit. Alright, so that's it. Hopefully this video wasn't too draggy. Sorry for just like, I don't even know, but I think if anything, you know, I speak from a place of pain because I was there too. And in hindsight, I can see just how like naive and childish and just like, what's the word? Like, how just pathetic, you know? But I get it. Like, you're trying your best. But, it's like, stop complaining and just fucking suck it up. Look, you can't smoke weed today. Well, fucking suck it up. You know, like, come on. Right? Grow a sense of fortitude. Like, yeah, you're not gonna get what you want today. You know? And, big deal. Someone just died. Someone's mom just got fucking murdered. Someone just got paralyzed. Someone just lost their baby. Someone just got fired. and you're complaining because you can't smoke weed today. Cut it out, dude. Get fucking over it. Go do something. Alright? So, sometimes you just need to hear it how it is, man, because, if not smoking weed today is the hardest thing you're gonna do today, then you're probably on the easier end of things. But I get it, right? Because if you can't smoke, that means anxiety, that means depression. But guess what? This is an opportunity. And here's the thing, man. Either you stay stuck to marijuana to solve your emotional issues, or you put that shit down and you grow. You develop real skills, right? And look, it's not as easy at first, but it's more sustainable. But just ask yourself, do you really want to build a life, or are you just okay like leaning on weed and forever being attached to the shit? It's up to you, dude, because really it's a different life. Right? It's like, do you really want to be in shape? You know what I mean? Like, people say they want to be in shape, but do you really, or do you just want like the it's nice? Because to be in shape means to say no to the pizza. To be in shape means to say yes to the exercise. To be responsible with marijuana means to say no to the pot a lot of the times. And to say yes to your fucking life. Alright, so either you want it or you don't. But just choose a side. And if you choose one side, then stick to it. But if you're gonna choose a side, don't complain about it. What's the point? Do you want to be better or not? If you don't, then good. Stop pretending like you want to be better when you really don't. Just get straight with yourself, man. Like, no, I want to fucking smoke the pot and not try. Okay, then good. Then do that. Don't pretend yourself like, oh my god, I don't know why I'm not changing. Oh, because you don't want to change. And that's fine. No one's making you do any of this shit, alright? But, anyways, I didn't want to be kind of negative, but it's like sometimes you just gotta hear this shit. Like, if you want to be better, then be fucking better. If you don't want to be better, then don't be better. But don't pretend like you want to be better when you really don't. Alright, so anyways, that's it. That's it. Alright, love you guys. I just want all y'all to be happy, man. Like, I know what it was like to fucking feel stuck and lost. Anyways, love you all, appreciate you all. See you next video. Peace.